Oh, hi there, nerds. Welcome back to another Let's Yap session with your lovely Nerfpool. If you saw the previous one, oh, look at this. Wow. You know there's not going to be a whole lot of editing. Actually, this is as far as I'll take it. So go right ahead. If you're on your phone, slide it into your back pocket and listen to my voice. And if you're not, put it on another screen, pop on Marvel Rivals, and let's have some fun. There are a few terms in Marvel Rivals that get tossed around a little bit haphazardly. Ooh, this character is trash, or this one's busted, or hey, you want to rank up and climb? Just carry your games, bro. Just carry, bro. If there was ever something that was easier said than done, this is it. But before we dig into the topic, let's first try to define what carrying means. And here's my definition. To me, carrying means that you single-handedly outperform everybody. Everybody, your team, the enemy, the lobby, the algorithm, God himself. You're doing your job so efficiently, whether that's kills or objective control, and what am I talking about? No one plays the objective in this game, but you know what I mean. Whatever. You do all of that so well that you just swing the odds in your team's favor dramatically. To me, that's carrying. And if you do that often enough, guess what? Your win rate will go up. Your MMR, or whatever Marvel Rivals uses, is also going to go up. And then eventually the system, yes, even the dreaded EOMM system, will toss you into a new pit with better players and really your actual peers. And then at some point, you're not going to carry anymore because you're now in the rank where you belong with your peers, where everybody is just as sweaty and just as cracked and just as talented as you. Let me ask you this, and this one really baffles my little brain. When someone jumps into a silver lobby, for example, and drops 45 kills as Iron Man, what do we call that? Do we call that talent? Do we call that cracked? Do we give that person compliments and say, whew, good job, you. I wish I'm going to be like you when I grow up. We call that smurfing. We don't celebrate it, we frown upon it. We don't analyze their amazing kill to death ratio like it's just some divine inspiration. No, we say, ugh, loser, go touch grass. You don't belong here, smurf. So riddle me this. Why do we glorify the myth of carrying, but then we vilify smurfs? Even if somebody is not smurfing, technically, they're just a really good player that started a new account or they lost their previous account, we still get annoyed by that. We automatically dislike the fact that someone is so above and beyond everybody else because it feels unfair. There's a complete disconnect here, and I think we're using terminology wrongly. We're just taking this word of carrying and trying to equate it to competency or just being good. Let's just completely throw that out the window. Carrying and being good are two completely different things. You should aim to be good. You should aim to be competent. I don't believe you should aim to carry because I think you're going to have a really hard time, burn out pretty quickly, and be really disappointed with the outcome. So many videos out there are about how to carry as Mantis. Look, Awkward carried as Mantis and just wrecked everybody all up until the late ranks. Here's how to carry as Hela. Here's how to carry as Thor. Ugh. And I get it, man. I understand how the game is very chaotic and it's tempting to want to carry or feel like you have to carry. A big part of this game is the lack of control. So you want to control things. You want to control your teammates. You want to control the outcome. You want to control the matchmaking. And as part of that, you just go full Thanos mode and go, fine, I'll do it myself. And then you fail and you get frustrated and it feels like the only thing you can do to get out of your rank and to get out of the situation is to carry, to just sprout wings and become a divine FPS machine. You want to believe that if you just played better, you got 5 more kills, it would have swung the entire outcome of the match. And to a degree, that's true. You can always have more impact, and absolutely, there are situations where you cost people the match without even realizing it. My core issue with this entire concept of carrying is that it ultimately teaches players to focus on themselves. Because if you want to carry, you have to focus on your stats, on your eliminations, on your rank, on your highlight reel, how well you are doing. And then magically, you stop looking at what actually wins games, which is the team comp, playing the objective, swapping when needed, being adaptable, supporting your team in many different ways, even when nobody asked you to. These are the things that actually matter. If you are that kind of person, let me break your heart real quick. You are not the protagonist. You're not Goku. You're not John Wick. You're Jimmy. This isn't your anime arc, dude. You are one of 6 people, all of whom are trying to win. With you, without you, and sometimes in spite of you. So, instead of asking, how do I carry this game? You need to ask yourself, how can I make this team work? How can we make this gel better? How do I adapt with these 5 strangers? How do I find rhythm with everybody, not dominance? Because those are the questions that actually matter. I've struggled to improve at this game. I'm new to these kinds of things, so I'm now for the first time ever absorbing and building my game sense. And the only thing that helped me improve was to really stop thinking about carrying. And I went through this phase myself, and it was a phase where I got really inspired by Awkward and what it did with Mantis. And then I tried. And then I failed, and I had to learn the hard way that I'm not awkward. I mean, I am awkward. I'm not awkward. So what helped me is to just start learning and learn things like how to identify and support the win condition. Like, what are we actually doing here? Things like, when do I swap to fill a gap, and when is it necessary to do that? When is it necessary not to do that? When should I stay consistent? Really tough stuff. How do you push the tempo without overextending? And how do you build awareness with your team? And how do you support their efforts, whatever that may be? And even small things like, how do you ping? How do you rotate? How do you zone correctly? How do you cohere with these 5 strangers? Here's one problem I'm having with all of this, and it's a bit of a segue. Very few people on YouTube teach these kinds of things. It wasn't until I found Death and Gaming and other similar YouTubers that the game started clicking for me. I realized it's not all about kills and eliminations and all those things that the really skilled players already know and have known for a very long time, but for me, they're new. And it's really frustrating to see these guides and content being pumped out there with this carrying mentality, which is really, really not helpful. Especially when the stuff that matters is the stuff that I talked about, but the stuff that matters is not sexy. It doesn't make for a great thumbnail. It doesn't sell too well, so to speak. But that's the stuff that actually got me better as a player, and that's the stuff that's going to take me to whatever rank I end up next season. The reality that we all have to face is that a lot of us that are new to this game and trying to learn it and get better at it have been lied to with this carrying stuff. There is no solo savior Jesus in a 6v6 game, or at least there shouldn't be. So it's not about being the hero, it's about being a part of a team that wins. So maybe we all need to stop trying to chase carrying and start trying to chase cohesion. Words with the letter C, you get it? But, oh, look at me droning on. I would like to know your opinion. Is carrying actually possible and easier than I seem to think it is? Is it just a skill issue, or do we all need to collectively bust this myth? Drop a comment below, why don't you? And as always, remember children, maximum snarkiness allowed, minimum toxicity preferred.